in the tattoo booth with Stacey Martin, who is a local Austin tattoo artist.
To me, the injection.
And 2 years ago, when we were at the show, lots of people wanted to get tattoos, so they left the show and went down to all the tattoo parlors. So instead now, we've got the tattoo artist here at the show, and apparently, Stacey, you said that you are booked every day, all day?
It's been booking up probably within the first 45 minutes of the doors opening. And we have people on a standby list that if anybody chickens out, maybe they can get lucky and get that spot. But I mean, we probably could have had an entire shop worth of people here.
Amazing.
Tattooing, and it would have been full.
So tell us a little bit about your artistic background and how you came to tattoo. Was it the first thing you did, or did you start in another area and then move into tattooing?
Well, my mother would probably tell you I've been drawing ever since she could remember, which is definitely further back than I can remember. I chose in high school towards the end to pursue an illustration path. So I went to Syracuse University for illustration. And when I graduated, I took on kind of any job that you could get, because freelance illustration is, you got to break into it, and it's usually pretty hard, and the jobs aren't as steady. So I took jobs doing graphic design as well. And I kind of got a little bored with graphic design work at a point, and a friend of mine suggested I check out some of the local tattoo shops and see what their policy was on apprenticing, and if I'd be interested in doing it. And I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no tattoos yet. So I thought it'd be best if I got a few tattoos first, which I did, and started hanging out at the shops, and eventually asked for an apprenticeship and got one. How are you doing, by the way? Okay.
And
she's awesome.
By the way, our, I want to say victim, our current person getting tattooed is Judith, and she's from London. And tell us why you're here. You came all the way from London just for this show?
Yes, I did. The primary reason why I came is obviously I'm a modern quilter and I wanted to see all the modern quilts. But the specific attraction this time, I didn't come 2 years ago, was the G. Spence quilts and the keynote speech they're going to give. And I was lucky enough to be able to book myself into one of their workshops. I find them very inspiring, and well, so far I got a lot of inspiration already. Great.
So are you going to come back every time they have a conference?
I doubt it, because it's a long trip, and although they're now doing it every year, they've changed their route. They have now one on the east, one on the west coast, and the next one is in Savannah. Whilst I love Savannah, I've been there before, it's not a direct flight, so I'm not going to do it.
Makes it a little too challenging.
Yeah, so this year is awfully convenient.
So tell us about the tattoo that you're getting.
Well, it's just a quilt-related tattoo. Little heart was a needle.
It's a thread.
Yeah, it's a thread and a needle and a little heart. So my love to quilting, needles. Well, I suppose needles in a good way. It's a passion.
So Stacey, can you tell me a little bit of your artwork? Because it's very distinctive.
It's heavily inspired by traditional tattooers and traditional tattoos. But I'm a goofy girl, and I'm crafty as well, so a lot of it, honestly, a lot of that comes out in it as well. So it's not your typical, you know, stock designs. I like to add something a little extra to them, and I love color, so I definitely love using colors that aren't typical and mixing and matching. I think it's a lot like quilting and sewing to an extent. There's a lot of perfection involved in both fields, and color choices, and equipment
I already do.
and equipment malfunctions.
It's like being at the dentist.
But
It's gotta be
yeah,
done.
it's just a lot of fun to please people on a daily basis doing it, and not just do art for myself. You know, I always look to see. I have a lot of crafty girlfriends, so it was really easy to come up with the artwork for the show. I got a lot of suggestions from them.
And you do. You have a lot of sewing, quilting, needle arts related tattoos, which are really fun.
Although no one's got the rotary cutter yet, and I'm upset about that. There's a little rotary cutter.
There's a rotary cutter. Yes.
You have more time.
I don't want to rotary cut.
It's like, no.
Thank you so much
Awesome.
for letting us do